Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to build a 4-digit LED clock based on the PIC16F628A microcontroller. In addition to displaying the time, this project also measures ambient temperature using the DS18B20 temperature sensor and keeps accurate time with the DS1302 real-time clock, which retains the time even during power outages thanks to its backup battery. After a brief introduction to my sponsor and partner, JLCPCB, I'll guide you through the entire project step by step. I'd like to thank JLCPCB for supporting this video. Over the years, I've used JLCPCB's 1 to 4-layer PCB in many projects, and they've always been reliable with fast turnaround. Now, JLCPCB is making high-performance 6-layer PCB more accessible. With 6 layers, routing becomes cleaner and more efficient, increasing wiring density by around 30 to 50%, so you spend less time dealing with routing limits and more time focusing on your design. With free via-in pad technology and ENIC finish included, JLCPCB delivers professional-grade 6-layer PCB without the professional-grade price. If you want to try it yourself, you can get the latest coupon by clicking the link in the description below. His is the result just 1 week after I uploaded my Gerber files to the JLCPCB website. The PCB is manufactured with excellent quality, featuring sharp traces, a clean solder mask, precise drilling, and an impressive overall finish. I'm very satisfied with the final product, and now let's start assembling all the components onto the board. This clock uses for 3-inch common-anode, 7-segment LED displays, providing a bright and clear display that is easy to read even from a distance. These displays are also widely available on the market, making them easy to purchase for your own project. Next is the PIC16F628A microcontroller, the brain of the clock, responsible for controlling the entire system. The circuit also includes several important components, such as the ULN2003A for driving the 7-segment LEDs, the 7 for HC595 shift register to expand the microcontroller's output pins, the DS1302 real-time clock for keeping accurate time even during power outages, and the DS18B20 digital temperature sensor for measuring ambient temperature. All of these components are widely available, easy to source, and reasonably priced. Before using the DS18B20 in the circuit, I'll run a simple Arduino sketch to verify that the sensor is working properly. This is a quick but useful step to ensure the sensor is functioning correctly before installing it into the circuit. First, we'll solder the ULN2003A and 7 for HC595. These ICs are placed directly beneath the 7-segment displays, optimizing the board layout, ensuring reliable operation, and giving the circuit a clean and professional appearance. I'll be using the FNIRSI HS03 soldering iron powered by a portable power bank. It features an adjustable temperature range from 250 degrees Celsius to 450 degrees Celsius, a compact design, and is perfect for DIY electronics projects. Since it can run from a power bank, you can use it almost anywhere without needing a wall outlet. I'll leave the product link in the description below. If you're into electronics, this is a very useful tool to have. The circuit uses two power supplies, 5 volts and 9 volts. The 9-volt supply is current amplified using an NPN transistor before driving the 7-segment LEDs, while the 5-volt supply powers the microcontroller and the other ICs. Before installing the microcontroller, we need to check the supply voltages to ensure the circuit is working correctly and to avoid damaging any components. The circuit operates from an input supply of 12 to 15 volts. The 7-segment LEDs are powered by 9 volts, while the microcontroller and other ICs run on 5 volts. Once the supply voltages have been verified, we can solder the remaining components, including the PIC16F628A microcontroller and the DS1302 real-time clock chip. After checking that all the components have been installed correctly, with the proper orientation and values, we can solder the 7-segment LED displays. This should be done last because once the displays are installed, you'll need to remove them to access any components underneath for repair or replacement. Also, make sure to install the displays in the correct orientation with the decimal points facing downward, just as I'm doing here. The circuit uses a CR203 battery to keep the clock running and retain the correct time during power outages. The push buttons are used to switch between display modes and to adjust the time easily. This is the completed clock after all the components have been assembled. When the circuit is powered on for the first time, the display time may not be correct, so it needs to be set. Press the mode button to enter the setting mode. The hour digits will start flashing, then use the up and down buttons to adjust the hour. Press mode again to switch to the minute setting and use the up and down buttons to adjust the minutes. Finally, press mode once more to save the new time to the DS1302 and return to normal operation. Thanks to the CR203 backup battery, the clock will retain the correct time even during a power outage. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share to support the channel. See you in the next video.